The Eagles have made a couple of roster moves before the official start of OTAs, and there's a lot of reports saying Philadelphia interested in moving a little bit up in the first round. We'll read you that and tell you what teams could go ahead and possibly take that trade up. And finally, Bijan Robinson, a new report suggests not only does the Falcons want to go ahead and draft him, but a lot of teams don't want the Eagles to take him. Oh, is it all smoke? Is it true? Who knows? I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show. What's up, guys? Thomas Mott here. Welcome to the Thomas Mott Show on a Tuesday. Welcome to the eve of the NFL Draft. We're 2 days away. There's an insane amount of smoke. Take every single rumor with a grain of salt, but we're going to give you the latest updates in the National Football League and also, of course, the Philadelphia Eagles, starting quickly with roster moves and then over to the draft stuff. The Eagles have announced 2 roster moves as offseason workout programs begin. Now, most Eagles were in the building for OTAs starting yesterday. They're in there working out, just kind of keeping the bodies in shape, saying hi to everybody. Nothing crazy here, but here are your 2 big moves. One, they have signed tight end Tyree Jackson to his exclusive rights free agent tender, and they have released safety Marcus Blair. Quick thoughts on this. Tyree Jackson has always been that kind of wannabe new age tight end who's absolutely massive but hasn't played a lot of the position. Remember, he was a quarterback coming out of college, and Philadelphia has been desperately trying to get him to be, the next massive Tony Gonzalez, 6 foot, whatever he is, tight end. It's just never really turned out to be the case. Now, he's flashed a little bit in a tiny microscopic amount of play on the football field, but his back injury has kind of been an issue, but clearly they see something in him, hence the signing of the exclusive rights free agent tender. Marquise Blair was never really a competitive guy in terms of being a safety. That's not really, I said that a little poorly. He wasn't competitive for the starting role, always going to be kind of a special teamer. He is off the roster. Look for Philadelphia to bring in some guys and undrafted free agents, especially at safety, but maybe draft somebody. I don't know. We'll have to go ahead and figure that one out in a couple of days. Okay. Over here to the Bleeding Green Nation article, they have a really interesting report from Walter Football. I'm going to read you this. It's a little bit long, but it talks about Philadelphia wanting to trade up for possibly Jalen Carter. Here's what they said. Quote, last year, the Eagles moved up in the first round to select Georgia defensive tackle Jordan Davis. If the Eagles could have their way, they would do that again to reunite Davis with his former teammate Jalen Carter. NFL team sources have told WalterFootball.com Philadelphia has made calls to see what it would take for teams to move down to the 10th overall pick. Given the cost of trading in the top 10, the Eagles are not looking to move into the top 5. Their calls would have focused on teams in the back half of the first round. Of course, for a trade to happen, Carter would have to slip past number 5 in the 2023 NFL Draft. The only top 5 picking team that looks like a possibility for Carter is the Seattle Seahawks with the 5th selection. The Bears could easily take Carter if he got the number 9 pick, so the Eagles would want to jump them. Among that trio at number 6 through 8, the Raiders, Falcons are probably most likely trade down partners. Both Las Vegas and Atlanta could use more draft picks, so a trade is possible, end quote. Now, they do go on to talk about how Lucas Van Ness is another name that teams are throwing out there as, Philadelphia is in love with him. We hope that is not true, but you never know. I did see another report today suggesting that Seattle is not interested in taking Jalen Carter and that they are very interested in going quarterback at number 5. Now, again, you can comment about this down below. Just because it says here that Walter Football has a report or Adam Schefter has a report or Thomas Mott says this, nobody knows anything right now. The amount of smoke screens that are going off inside the National Football League today, tomorrow, and the minute before the draft starts is going to be very heavy. Does this mean Philadelphia does want to trade up? I don't know. But it at least makes sense that if they wanted to get Jalen Carter 6 through 8, and we're talking about the Raiders, talking about the Falcons, the Detroit Lions at 6, those are the teams that you would trade up with because Philly does not have the ammo, or at least doesn't want to spend the ammo to go from number 10 all the way to, say, 3, like we've talked about in the past, and trade with the Arizona Cardinals, who are actively looking to trade down, according to reports. So this means what I think we all expect it to mean is that Philly is going to try to trade up. If they're unable to trade up, they might stay put, they might trade back. I don't know. I have no idea. Give me your thoughts down below in the comment section on the Carter situation. He's always been my favorite player in this draft, despite the off-the-field issues. I think he is the perfect fit for an Eagle defensive line that's aging a little bit at D-tackle. You pair him with Jordan Davis. We've talked about this a billion times, but thumbs up if you guys like Carter. We'll talk about Bijan in a second here, but Carter, I think, is kind of the most uniquely loved player in this draft in terms of a fit for Philadelphia, who's not controversial like Bijan is a little bit, because there are some people out there who don't want a running back, and a lot of people who do. So I digress. Okay, Bijan stuff. A lot of Bijan stuff. Let's start with the James Palmer quote. He was on the NFL Network. Listen to what he said about how other teams are not very keen on the Eagles drafting Bijan Robinson.
But when I talked to several teams over the weekend in the NFC, I'll tell you this, they do not want the Eagles to draft Bijan Robinson. They believe that would make this offense beyond scary.
scared of what the Eagles would look like with Bijan Robinson. I mean, I'm not surprised. We've all said this. Imagine the Eagle offense with Bijan Robinson. Now, does this mean the Eagles are going to take Bijan Robinson? No. I'm torn between the Eagles and Bijan being an absolute smokescreen just to scare teams into letting the Eagles trade back because they were never going to take him in the first place, or they actually do want him. Which is it going to be? I really don't know. What I do know is this report here from Albert Breer via Sports Radio 94.1 WIP is also interesting. Quote, the Eagles were going to select Christian McCaffrey at number 14 overall in 2017. He went 8th overall because of the value he brought to the passing game per Albert Breer. The McCaffrey story at least got me thinking a little more on Philly and Robinson, end quote. Now, it doesn't mean anything, but yes, that report apparently is true that Philadelphia was interested in Christian McCaffrey with the number 8 overall, number 14 overall draft pick in 2017. However, of course, he went to the Carolina Panthers at number 8 overall, and I guess it makes a little bit of sense with the Bijan connection because McCaffrey is an excellent receiver out of the backfield. And the same thing goes for I'm messing this up. McCaffrey was great receiving out of the backfield. Robinson is as well. It's been a long week, especially with the draft coming up. But I digress. The connection for Bijan Robinson does make some sense there in terms of what's going on with Philadelphia, but it could all be smoke. And the only way you're going to know for sure is if you tune into our live draft show, myself on my channel with Josh Davis, the Philly Special Show, on draft night. Draft starts at 8. We're going to go live about 7. We're live tomorrow night, Wednesday night, the night before, and that's Wednesday link live. We're going to do a bunch of live shows tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday as well. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit your notification bell for that. One final note on Robinson here. This is interesting from Eagles Nation and also Albert Breer. Quote, Bijan Robinson has been consistently connected to the Falcons, who hold the 8th pick, just 2 picks ahead of the Eagles, end quote. Again, is it smoke? Is it fire? I don't know, but it does kind of concern me a little bit that Atlanta could be interested in a Bijan Robinson. Now, they did draft Tyler Algier, I think in the 6th round, maybe an undrafted free agent last year, and he really turned on towards the latter part of the year, one of the better rookie running backs in the National Football League in 2022. But if they don't think Algier can be a long-term answer and they want to sell some seats in Atlanta, Bijan makes sense. That's the Atlanta problem right now. I live in Atlanta. I've been to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It hasn't been full in like 4 or 5 years. I mean, literally, when was the last time the Benz was actually sold out? There's no one in there. And I think we could be seeing a situation where they want to sell some seats, they want to make the offense more dynamic and give Desmond Ridder, their current starting quarterback, or if they go get Lamar Jackson, either way, a little bit of a weapon to come out of the backfield because they're a little light on weapons right now because Drake London, as good as he was his rookie year, he still is a little iffy, and Kyle Pitts is coming off of a major knee injury, and so maybe they want to go ahead and get Robinson. Where do you guys think Bijan will go? Like, honestly, if you had to guess, where do you think Bijan will go? Let me know down below in the comments section. I think if he misses the Falcons at 8, he misses the Eagles at 10, then somebody will trade up into the teams to get him. I think that's my official take on the Bijan Robinson situation. If he misses the 2 bird teams, and I guess Seattle's a bird team too, but the 2 bird teams at 7 and 10, then I think someone will trade up to maybe 12, 13, 14, kind of around that range to take Bijan Robinson. I'm curious who you guys think about where he will go down below in the comments section. Again, it could all be smoke. Everything I just told you could be fake. I have absolutely no idea. I'm going off the reports that I'm reading on my screen that I talked about you guys every single day. These are from reputable sources. I think Albert Breer is very much plugged in, but teams can easily leak fake news to different reporters like Breer, like Rappaport, like Schefter, all these guys in order to stoke a narrative. That way they drive the prices up. That's the whole reason for any leaks. Any leaks would, in turn, drive the price up. Oh, the Eagles want to trade up for Jalen Carter. That means if you want Jalen Carter, you got to trade ahead of the Eagles, meaning if you're trading with Seattle, the price is even higher, right? That's the drama that unfolds really for the entire NFL draft and that we will be able to witness live on this channel. I want to have a bunch of you guys hanging out. We're going to do the jersey giveaway as well on Thursday night, so subscribe, thumbs up, and join us on draft night for what's going to be a full night of fun as myself and Josh Davis be live for the entire time. All right, on a crazy Tuesday, I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show.